Hello everyone. Today we're reflecting on Luke 17, a chapter full of powerful teachings from Jesus that call us to examine our relationships and focus on God's life in the world. There is a ton in this chapter that's impossible to address in a short video, so I'll just highlight two key themes from the text: recognizing God as our source of wholeness and life, and focusing on the life and love of God in us and through us as a top priority. First, let's look at the story of the 10 lepers. These men were healed by Jesus after he told them to go show themselves to the priests. On the way, they realized that they were healed, but only one of them, a Samaritan, returned to thank Jesus. Think about that for a moment. All 10 were healed. They believed enough to obey Jesus' instructions, but only one paused to express gratitude, a recognition that his source of wholeness and life was God's own being and doing. And what's striking about this person is that he was a Samaritan, someone who was doubly excluded because both of his disease and his ethnicity. Jesus celebrates this act of gratitude and recognition. He says, "Your faith has made you well." This healing wasn't just physical. The Samaritan experienced a deeper transformation because he recognized the source of the gift and gave thanks. For us, this story challenges us to pause and ask, how often do we stop and recognize God as our source of life and wholeness? Are we too focused on the busyness of life or even on good things like blessing and restoration that we forget to return to the source? Gratefulness and recognition reconnect us and deepens our experience of union with God. The second key theme is maintaining a true life-giving focus on the God who is life. Jesus speaks about the coming of the Son of Man, a moment that will be unmistakable, like lightning flashing across the sky. But he warns us that it will come suddenly in the middle of ordinary life, when people are eating, drinking, working, and building. This suddenness isn't meant to scare us, but to remind us to live faithfully and to focus on the God who is already leading us now in the Spirit. Jesus highlights stories like Noah and Lot, times when people were so focused on their routines that they missed the bigger picture of what God was doing. He calls us to be like Noah and Lot, who prepared for the future even when it seemed far off or unlikely. Jesus also gives us a striking warning. Whoever tries to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life will keep it. In other words, clinging to the things that we can sometimes think give us our ultimate being and security, whether it's possessions, status, or even comfort, can prevent us from fully embracing the fullness of our being in God's presence at the core of ourselves, and the fullness of God's coming realm. We are challenged to recognize something that seems paradoxical in our world right now, that our ultimate life and being and security doesn't come from storing those things up for ourselves, but giving them away because we know that they come from God to a limitless and infinite degree. As we continue walking this journey with Jesus toward Jerusalem, let's continue hearing him tell us that we have nothing ultimate to worry about and can give ourselves away completely in love because we are so abundantly loved completely by the God who is love. Amen.